Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and to another Flames of War event report. This one is the ETC 2025 in Leoben, Austria. So ETC, what is it folks? Well, for me it is the biggest tournament I have ever been to, and it is the furthest I've ever gone to play Flames of War. So what is the ETC? So ETC is the European Team Championships, whatever. So basically it's Flames of War, but it's not really individuals. You are as a team representing your country of choice, or maybe being a mercenary for another. So you have 6 players per country, and obviously your wins go to the total for your country, and the country with the most wins wins the event, or first, second, third. So this year ETC Austria had 22 countries, and for the first time in a fair few years there's been a Welsh team. We will have a little look at a banner with all the countries involved, but obviously it's quite a privilege to represent your country in anything, and obviously for me it's a hobby that I absolutely love, and I know a lot of you love as well, and quite a few of you I actually met at the event. And Leoben was beautiful, the people were brilliant, very accommodating, and the event organisers basically knocked out of the park with their hospitality, their organisation, and I absolutely enjoyed every bit of it. Okay, so Team Wales. Well, there were 3 of us natives, and we were supported by our Lend-Leased Americans all the way from Minnesota. So basically the first time we met them was when we hooked up in Leoben before the event. We had chatted on WhatsApp, tested out some list ideas, and they definitely helped our captain Alex with the whole process of the ETC, because there is a little bit of a nuance to it. So basically the captains pair off players against each other, so it's kind of a game within a game. We all pick a stance each. We don't have to stick with it, but we kind of designed our lists around it. So obviously if some captains, they can basically suss out what stances are and give better matchups. So it's a very interesting thing. Luckily I didn't have to do it, that was Alex's responsibility, but I did say to Alex I didn't really mind who I played, because it doesn't matter if you feel 100% confident you can beat the list. It depends on the player behind the list, the table you're playing on, and of course the most important thing in our game, and that is what a d6 shows you. Could be good, most likely it's bad. So I'll just play with what I've got, who I'm up against, and on the table. So that is Team Wales. So Alex is our captain, we have Chris Walker, myself, Ian and Tom Gall, father and son dynamic duo, and Patrick rocking up the Japanese. If you look at the description for this video, you will find a link to Firestorm Games. They have great value on all of your favourite games such as Bolt Action, Flames of War, Team Yankee, such as others, hobby supplies and board games, etc. I definitely recommend them for pre-ordering anything. You tend to get it the day of release basically, and by clicking and using my link you'll help support me and my channel and help me fund my expensive excursions to foreign lands to play Plastic Soldiers, and that is that for me. So if you click the link, thank you very much. Okay, so this is pre-ETC, so undefeated at this point. Can you state your name and age for the record?
My name's Alex, I'm the captain, and I'm 27.
Excellent. And what nation are you playing?
I'm playing Germany, I'm our dedicated heavy anti-tank, playing 90th Light Rifles.
Yep, so the list obviously will be after this little clip. With your list, you will obviously be taking up the defensive slot. Obviously, dedicated anti-tank. Anything that is scaring the hell out of you that we have seen? No, just
all Japanese lists.
All Japanese lists.
All of them. Just the amount of templates they have. I don't have enough anti-infantry to deal with them. Other than that, 1 or 2 Soviet lists with 5-man Su-76s. They're also very scary. Otherwise, I think I'm quite confident.
Good. Well, we won't do a post tournament one because maybe people won't want to get interviewed to that.
Crying. Depends how well we do.
I think, as I said, we'll either love or really, really hate Flames War after this, so we'll see how it goes. So, thank you, Alex, for being captain and sorting everything out, and obviously bringing all our models, because Alex is a hero and drove here.
Oh, down from Swansea.
Excellent. So, who's up next on the interview? Two, tell us your name.
Patrick,
So basically, what nation will you be
I'm
playing?
going to play Japanese today.
Oh, yes. So obviously we haven't seen the Japanese in the tournament in V4 yet, really, have we? So that's quite cool. What stance do you think you'll be using?
I'm going to attack as much as I can.
Exactly.
I'm going to be really aggressive with them.
And what do you not want to come up against?
Lots of tanks.
And there's going to be a few of them about.
Yeah, that's right.
Excellent. Right. Thank you, Patrick.
Yeah.
And we'll find out how well you do.
Yeah.
Number 3. State your name for the records, please.
It is Tom,
Okay, and what nation will you be playing?
U.S. Marines.
Excellent. So another Pacific force represented. And what stance will you be using over the weekend?
It'll be maneuver, 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 so.
Excellent. And what do you not want to be facing?
You know, I'm hoping I don't see much for mirror matches against other tanks.
Oh,
So
yeah.
That's the one I'd kind of like to avoid. Beyond that,
Excellent. And we'll also see how you do.
yeah, indeed.
Player number 4, state your name for the record.
Hello, I'm Ian Gall, playing the Soviets for the Team Wales. My stance is going to be attack. I am a full big Soviet T-34 swarm. The goal is just to go forward and assault, and flame away things in my way.
So I suppose the anti-tank gun line will be the thing you do not want to be up against.
Anti-tank gun swarms or heavy tanks is the not what T-34s want to
Exactly.
say hello to.
Yeah, we've seen it before, and we'll see it again. But hopefully you'll have good matchups, and hopefully have a good tournament. So thank you. So player number 5, state your name for the records.
Chris Walker.
Okay, I was a fly attacking him. And what nation will you be playing?
I am the Italians.
Excellent. Stance-wise, you are looking to defend.
I'm
Is that
defending
correct?
it with a Bersaglieri rifle company with some anti-tank guns from Germans and lots of Ventus.
And what do you not want to be up against?
Of course, apart from anything, infantry swarms. That's going to be a killer. I've not got enough machine guns to deal with that.
Exactly. But hopefully you'll get good matchups and a good tournament. So,
Let's go.
and also he's a legend because he let me use his lounge access for British Airways. So friend for life now. He fed me.
Okay, and lastly, on to myself, Robert Jones, 34, playing Flames of War 2017, so dabbled a little bit in version 3, but probably got hooked in version 4. Be playing my Romanians. You may have likely seen it on the channel a few times. I am alternating my collection, so basically this year primaries were Romanians, secondary Americans, and obviously next year will be primary Americans with secondary Japanese, and working through my collection. So after this year, it'll probably be about 10 years until I play Romanians competitively again. But as a result, I've got quite used to my Romanians and what they can and what they definitely can't do. But overall, I'm taking on the maneuver stance, a tricky one, because you don't generally have strength to attack, and also the same for defense. But being I felt being one of the more experienced, definitely of the Welsh contingent, I was happy to take on the maneuver stance and aim for, well, at least one win to not be completely humiliated, but I would secretly like to get a win per day. So 3 wins would do me fine, but as long as I enjoy myself and the team does well, that's all I really want. And obviously cheap German beer as well is an added bonus, and I was already enjoying my time so far since getting to the BA British Airways lounge and absolutely stuffing my face and drinking as much as I could, and probably being the last Welsh person I'll ever let in the Heathrow lounge. But that's it.
Right then, so here's the venue, folks. I got to say, the organisation on this is absolutely outstanding. I wish if I could be half as good as the organisation on this, I'll count myself lucky, but it's pretty nice. Everyone's friendly at the moment. No dice have been rolled yet. We'll come back and see what I'm playing round 1, but it's going to be the Kiwis.
Okay, so there's all 6 of us pre-tournament. We thought we'd have a photo pre-tournament because we probably would look very tired and maybe still have tears running down our face. So we had a little pre-one, and that's the 6 of us ready to go. Okay, round 1, and we are up against the Kiwis of New Zealand. So again, went with my manoeuvre stance, and I ended up with Jay Mercer, who was defending with his Italians in not a very fair mission in bypass. He does have a lot of stuff, some long ranges and high AT. I won't talk what happened in the mission until the next slide before the next battle, because obviously I did a little bit of a video, so you can see the lay of the land, and then I'll basically, when those 2 videos are done, I'll have a little chat. But Jay was perfect gentleman, very nice guy, and basically from the off I knew it would be a nice chill game to settle my nerves, both our nerves for the event, because both chill, both casual, so it was a good start. Couldn't ask for a better person to start the tournament against.
Right, game 1 against Jay Mercer of New Zealand. The mission is bypass. I'm attacking because I went manoeuvre and Jay went defend. So he is, not actually defending this sector. He's meant to be over here. His reserves may or may not come in, but we've got 3 turns, but I have to dodge the anti-tank guns first. And I also have to defend this sector here, so I have put a lot there because you've put a lot there. And that hill, I don't like it. So there we go. So we'll come back after it has all ended. Right, so game 4's done, turn 4's done, and the Romanians win 8-1 somehow. I lost a tank, a howitzer, and 3 infantry bases. Basically, bypass is a horrible mission to defend, and it's turn 3 that becomes active, and that is just harsh. Really harsh. But I survived the storm of past a blitz move to get through the smoke. I got 3 hits, but bail, kill, and these are the 2 that needed to die. And it was all on dice rolls, unfortunately, but a great game against Jay. A really fun game.
Good fun. I like good fun.
Okay, so as I said, bypass is a very difficult mission to defend in, especially if you don't have any real mobile units to get onto the objective. Basic game over turn 4, and turn 1 I assaulted his guns on the hill. You might have noticed at the beginning of the deployment. Took out the 88, and then the Lancia couldn't get out of range because it doesn't have a tactical move. So I took out basically 2 very heavy 80 assets turn 1, which enabled me to go for the objective, but he did get some Elefante guns and the 790s to contest, but in the end I just pushed them away and managed to win turn 4. His reserves did come on first attempt, but on the wrong side of the table, unfortunately. Okay, so 3 wins for Team Wales in round 1, and then we were up against the big boys, Team Italy. So I know Italy were a good team because I noticed them having podium finishes quite regularly at the ETC, but I definitely felt these were pretty much professional Flames War players. They definitely got the pairings done very well. I was, to be honest, quite eager to go against the Japanese because I have never played against them, so it was a first for me, but the only issue I had was I was the manoeuvre stance, he was the attacking stance, which meant I was the defender, but I didn't mind because I have a lot of machine guns and enough tanks to deal with his tanks. The problem is, the mission rolled for was number 4, and for any of you who are well versed in the mission matrix, would mean that is covering force, which means is the only mission in attack maneuver where there are minefields. Guess what the Japanese can do, everyone? yes, they can night attack. So this was going to be stressful.
So I'm playing Paolo, Team Italy.
Yeah, Team Italy.
Team Italy, and I had the manoeuvre stance, and he had the attack stance, and we had the one mission that had minefields covering force. So I have to deal with something I can't see, but I can hear them probably coming and murder my guys. So yeah, that's going to be fun.
Okay. Tell me that we do.
Okay. Well, it's turn 3, and it's game 8-1. It's Italians. Oh no, Italians, Japanese.
Okay.
Italians running Japanese. He played them very well, and although I got 7 shots in
You
defense,
was very unlucky.
7 shots in defensive fire, hits, I mean, and he did not roll a single fail. A single fail. That's wrong, but oh well, fun game. As I said, I've already had my win for the tournament, so.
Compliments.
Alright, so I'm gonna have a beer now. Start of day 2, they're getting all the Battlefront stock out, and there's a lot of it. There's more to come as well. I'm gonna crack at some point and get something. No Indian rifle platoons though.
Okay, so that game done and dusted. I think even if it went on for a few more turns, I still probably would have been an 8-1. The units are too big, and well, even with Day, I think he definitely got the better of me. Paolo definitely knew his army very well, and he just got stuck into me. I would have done the exact same thing in his situation. Here is a little banner that we all had, and this is all the countries represented. The one that says ETC is the UN team or the mercenary team, but they don't like to be called the mercs. But there you go. So it's basically people from different countries banding together to play together, which is quite nice. And that is it. So that was it for day 1. We got 0 wins against Italy, and we came back down to earth with a bump. Okay, so day 2, bright and early, and I get drawn against a Soviet list. Now, my practices, I have not done particularly well against Soviets, but it wasn't too bad because we both had maneuver, so we had dust up. So you'll see from deployment, but he deployed very differently. He started with something very differently to what I thought he would. And I was taken aback a little bit, but then I just had to react with what was on the table. But it turned into a interesting game, so to speak.
So playing Marco, yes, in Dust Up. Marco's got all the armour to start, and all the infantry that come in. Oh, and some scout cars. That can be quite dangerous. I have the opposite way around, where I have my infantry start in, some tanks, but then the rest of the tanks come in. So it'll be interesting. Best of luck, and hopefully we'll finish the game, because Dust Up can be a bit of a slow burner. Right, so game's done. I managed to win 8-1, but it was just probably the worst dice I have ever seen, and it wasn't fair, I don't think, in a long stretch. But I killed a lot of infantry, and I managed to kill 3 bases. So basically, I was 4. I killed the half tracks as well.
Yes.
So yeah, so it's 4, so it's 2. Yeah, because it's in the count. Yeah, so 4 kills, but I lost 2 half tracks, and that's stupid, really stupid. But best of luck to you and the UN for the rest.
It's a very fun game. It's very unlucky to
It was very cagey, because the problem was in Dust Up, both players can just sit there, but you came at me, and I'm like, well, I can't really come to you because I'm going to die. And yeah, it's basically started off picking off a T-34 every turn, and then it just kind of like multiplied badly. But yeah, it's just dice.
Okay, so it was a bit of a tough game for my opponent. Just dice were not in his favour, and I did a few times use the range of my guns against him. I think on tank action, I think it took him until turn 7 before he actually hit my T4s, and I only went and equaled it. It was very harsh, but he was very sporting about it, and he was a very nice guy. and I did feel for those dice, and it was stupid. All I lost was 2 half tracks in that game. It was disgusting. But that is in between. We had some armies on parade, so I don't know whose they are. You probably will recognize them yourself, or from your teammates or models you've seen yourself. So they'll be on for about 5 seconds each after this one. Obviously, the pictures don't do them justice that well, but they were lovely. All the armies, other than mine, of course. Okay, so game 4, final game of round 2, of day 2, sorry, and I'm up against an armored fist force. So basically, British infantry are pretty good. They are better than mine. He also has some very heavy Churchills. Bit worried. I know my tanks can do quite well against them because I've had little practices against Churchills. But my biggest concern is the 3 M10s, because they hit me, they will go straight through me. And basically Ben, my opponent, we both had maneuver. Found that strange. I thought this would be a more of a defensive list. But yeah, that was different. And we rolled off for Counter-Strike with me as the defender. So a bit interesting there, but basically I can only really start with 4 T4s, with the rest having to drip into reserve from reserve. So that is an interesting thing. So we'll have a little look at how deployment went.
Okay, so Counter-Strike, I am defending, so I have picked this corner here. I have a unit of T4s in ambush, 2 units of T4s in reserve and the R2s, and I got some stuff ready to move on to yonder objective. And then we have Ben put in everything. He likes this hill. This is Ben's hill. So yeah, we've got everything like that. So we go into turn 1 and we'll find out how long it took before Ben took my objective, and we'll find out. Okay, so the game is over. It's turn 4, but Ben has conceded because there's no way, because basically kill the Churchill, he's bailed infantry already. I killed a lot of his stuff already. M10s went turn 1, my turn 1. I shredded an infantry platoon, shredded a HQ, killed the UCs, now just finished the Churchills, and I have lost an infantry base. Again, very dice in my favour again, and that's going to change some point. But Ben, absolute sport, and a pleasure to play Team Iceland, who are just the best people, and got a nice tape measure out of it as well.
Okay, so the game again went in my favour with dice rolls and luck. Like game 1 and 3. I don't know why I did to get these dice rolls, but Ben did think he could win the game, the objective active straight away. It was a bit awkward when I did tell him at the end that they weren't active till turn 6, but it did explain that how eager he was. But yeah, it just got rid of the M10's turn 1, helped me out a lot, and basically was able to bully the Churchills. But this photo really sums up what the ETC is about. Every game, me and my opponent have had a beer or two straight away, and the fairly cheap German beer and lovely service around the venue. Guy basically selling us beers all the time, and yeah, between every round we sit down, have a couple of beers, just chat what went wrong, what went right, what we do in the future. Ben was very complimentary towards me. I don't know if I deserved all the compliments, because he was a top guy, and basically we agreed to swap jerseys with each other at the end, and basically the Iceland jerseys were brilliant, looked brilliant. So he got a nice red jersey, and I got a nice blue one with a Viking longboat on it. Okay, sorry for just checking random video of fireworks in there, but just show how nice these guys were. So we stayed for more food, more barbecue that evening. They'd Saving Private Ryan on, which were heckling with, you need to do a cross-check, tanks can't assault buildings, blah, blah, blah. But then we realised Saving Private Ryan was filmed during version 3, so obviously that was all perfectly legal back then, so made us look like fools. But the organisers had a professional fireworks display for us. It's actually pretty impressive, because normally I don't get to sit that close to the fireworks. It was very nice. So, day 3, round 5, against the Portuguese. Now, we'd already been chatting with the Portuguese for probably the last 2 days, and we're really nice guys. And even though we knew we were playing each other, on the bus back on the second day, we sat next to them, chatting with them, had breakfast, same place, chatted to them all on the way back. And, they were our opponents, but we were still quite friendly. Obviously, one of the guys has messaged me a couple of times on my channel. So we're looking forward to play him. And I got Jose, a defending Italian list again. But Valley of Death, a game that I did not do well with my practice games. So I decided to overload one flank and just concentrate on that one flank, and hope if his reserves come in, that they come on the other side of the table. But I have to have my reserves as well, so we'll see how it goes.
Round 5 against Portugal, and it is Valley of Death, my favourite. Very good deployment from my opponent. We got the Elephantinos, an 88 MGs, mortars, and a platoon of infantry. A lot of elite rolls being rolls. Yeah, second flank over here, more Elephantinos, Semivente 90s, HQ, another 88, and an infantry platoon. And in reserve, we got Panzer 4s and Semivente longs. Tearing my hair, I just did this, just chucked them down. So in my reserve is 2 T4s and the R2s, and not a lot of elite. The OP with no elite in artillery, which my HQ's elite, but good thing one of my platoons is elite, so I'll take that. So we will go into movement and we'll find out what happened. But we've got 6 turns for me to kill as much as I can to scrape points. So the game is done. I broke the Italian force against probably, I would say, tactically the best player I've played well, I'd say I've played some very good players, but his movement, his tactics, deployment was impeccable. I don't think he did anything wrong once. It's just the dice for 3 turns in a row. And
I broke your formation.
It was so close. It was so close. But I think it's just dice at the end, and I won 6-3, lost the entire T4. I've probably lost more units this game than I've done all tournament, because I lost 4 going into this game. But that was a bloodbath. But we're gonna have some beers now and have a lie down.
Okay, so of all the games over the weekend, if I could have filmed one game fully, it would have been that game. It was probably the greatest game I've ever been involved in. Basically, no mistakes or very slight mistakes from either of us all the way through the game. Lady Luck graced us at different times. I think his 7-20-90s rolling 3-6s to bounce my shots was probably in his favour and probably the highlight of his game. Turn 6, I managed to get 2 infantry bases within 8 inches of the objective, and they managed to hold on. Probably the only mistake my opponent made was, unfortunately, not being able to kill those 2 infantry teams. He went in to assault them, and I managed to not only force Panzer IV's back, I actually killed 2 of them in the assault. My motivation today for the Romanians in the counterattacks was astonishing. I've never seen them like that before. They were up for it. I had my foot in the door, and I just hoped that they could hang on, and they did. And unfortunately, Jose assaulted me. I don't think he needed to do it. He could have just attrited me. But I think I was starting to bring in more troops at the time, and any failed counterattack or killing those 2 bases, that would have won them a game. And I think I would have probably done the same thing. He had enough numbers to do it. It's just I either stopped the assault or I just forced him back in the counterattacks, and I just managed to whittle him down more and more. And it was a fantastic game. My opponent was absolutely brilliant. His deployment was perfect, I thought, and he was an absolute gentleman as well, and it was a pleasure to have a beer with him and chat about it after, and that was it. So then final game, Team Ireland. So another defending Italian list, and the mission No Retreat. A mission where the objectives are not outside the enemy's deployment zone this time, so I'm going to have to battering ram it. So yes, and this is Ireland's captain as well. So and he's got a lot to chew through. But another Italian player choosing to downgrade the Italian infantry.
Okay, it's No Retreat. Romanians are attacking the Italians. The Italians are defending here. They've got tank traps. Find me the rules where they are. But it'll be fun. Minefields are here, and then I've deployed counter to that. Just gonna bludgeon my way forward. Hopefully not to lose too much, but the Italians do have immediate reserves and an ambush of 2 7-20-90s, and then that's the rest of the reserves. So a lot to come in, but we'll see. Best of luck. Right, well, that's my ETC done. 8-1 win to me and the Romanians, so I'd call that a pretty successful haul. Again, run my luck. Really feel really bad for my opponent, but I really got up in his grill turn 1. Like, these guys were pretty much there turn 1. His 7-20-90s popped the ambush, died. I killed the Lancia. Pretty much all anti-tank capabilities early on, and all his tanks coming in just got wiped out, and I lost 1 unit in the end, and just a rough game. But all credit to Ireland and their team. He put up with me for 6 turns, and that's it. Right, so we're doing some in-house Welsh awards. Alex, our captain, is handing out some awards. So there we go.
Yep. So the first one is for best sportsman. I've got a lovely sheet here. This person, so after every round I ask people out of 10 what they thought. And this person got 10 across the board. So, again, fantastic. Congratulations.
Hooray!
A proper shake. Stand up and shake. Be a man. Right side. Now, the next one is going to be for most kills. And most kills, actually, goes to the cameraman.
For me? Oh. Thank you.
Terrible angle.
Thank you very much.
Chest. Okay. The next one was Died with Their Boots On, which is for the most losses. And although he pulled some of these out even with high losses, he did get a lot of dead Japanese troops. There you go, Patrick. Well done. Thank you.
I'm going to put my one back and hand it out.
And lastly, it was my favourite list. And this list, I saw it, and I immediately went, that looks like a turn 1 or a turn 2 win. That feels like it. And the fact that on the first day, literally, turn 1, I was like just measuring out some stuff, and then just come over and like, got an 8-1 win. What? Congratulations. Yeah, good job, mate. Tom, you win my favourite. No, thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Okay, so there's me being very happy with my Icelandic jersey. So I did actually, the jersey I originally had was quite a bit bigger on me, but Ian also wanted one, and he had this jersey, which was too small for him, although I do pretty think it would have fitted him. So we swapped our Icelandic jerseys, and I had one that was a better fit. And I love the colour scheme on it, the Viking longboat, absolutely lovely jerseys, and I think everyone was after them, and luckily we had a chance to play them and get first dibs on my one. I did have to change it like 2 times because we had to have a Welsh team photo again, so then I took it back on again, and then we had to have a UK team photo and I had to take it off again. So for everyone who saw me top naked, you are very lucky people. You should probably owe me money, but other than that, if it made you feel queasy, you should have just looked away. Okay, so here are all the best teams from the UK who went to UK Nationals, wink. So we've got Northern Ireland on the left with their 3 Minnesotans, Team Wales in the middle with our 3 Minnesotans, and Team England with a very good bunch of guys as well. We did go out for food with the Northern Ireland team and got to meet the other Americans in their team. And it was a great night, and then it was off travels back home. Okay, so the final standing. So there's a bottom half to this. So Poland, congratulations, finishing first with 21 wins, 195 points, and 145 kills, it looks like. Second, Italy. Third, United States, who also bagged most sporting as well. Of course, there was a few other prizes for most sporting going to Iceland and Sweden. So congratulations. And of course, Northern Ireland being the best team from the UK, and sadly, England finishing above Wales again. Okay, so then the other ones, Wales finishing 13th, so mid-table. So considering we weren't even on the scoreboard last year because we weren't in the event, we've done a lot better. And this is probably kind of our benchmark. I said our main benchmark is that we don't finish last, which we did, managing to get placed above some very good teams such as Germany and Canada. We know very good teams. But unfortunately, it is a team event, and obviously it is a dice game. But for all the teams I played against, it was an absolute pleasure. And hopefully next year I can put some other countries on my list of people I've played. Okay, and now on to the individual performances from Team Wales. So Chris, with unfortunately 0 wins, although he did get a draw. Very close in a couple of games to getting wins, but dice rolls was not to be, unfortunately. He did get 15 points though, so not too bad, and he managed to bag himself 16 kills. Just to point out, we had extra points given to us, I can't remember off the top of my head, for having our correct lists the first time. I think something to do with that. Okay, so next up in 80th So it is Patrick, sorry everyone, with 2 wins, 22 points and 16 kills, and to confirm we all got an extra 8 points added onto our scores. So there you go. Okay, so we actually have 2 Welsh players on this section. In 73rd we have Tom with 2 wins, 24 points and 14 kills, and we have our skipper Alex with 2 wins, 25 points and 22 kills. And I believe Alex had a draw or 2 in there as well, and another game that could have gone his way, or maybe 2 potentials that could have gone his way. But again, down to dice, of course. And 53rd, we have Ian with 3 wins, 28 points and 12 kills. Just 12 kills, Ian. You must have just won your games really quickly. But yeah, not bad with the T34s. Pretty much, I think, one game I was pretty much just getting ready into turn 1 or 2 when I heard him walking past, telling Alex he'd already won 8-1. So super speedy from Ian, and obviously, of course, nice to meet you, Ian. And then I managed to finish 8th with 5 wins, 39 points and 34 kills, just pipping my mentor Tito by number of kills was broken by. I don't know how that happened. Luck, I think, does have a big part to play in it. I think the matchups by my captain definitely helped me. And I think the Romanians being careful, obviously the last stand doesn't really matter if no one bloody hits you anyway. But yeah, to all my opponents, thank you very much for great games and great memories, and thank you ETC. I can't wait until the next one. Hopefully I'm free to come again, and thank you Team Wales. Every one of you, pleasure to play with. I would have happily lost all my games because it was still a brilliant weekend anyway, and plenty of beers and barbecue. It was just added bonus. So the ETC closing thoughts from a plucky Welshman. I think the concept behind it is brilliant. A team tournament, so you know, you can't really chase individual glory, because although you might get the best general award, at the end of the day, you want your whole team to do well. You want your team to be as good as you, to get yourself up further up. Will the Welsh team get there? I think we got the potential to do it. I think Alex and Chris will get better. I will get better. Will I get 5 wins out of 6 again? Probably not. Probably retire early and retire on a high watermark for European success. Next year is late war. Not sure what I'd take. Late war's a bit different. Mid-war I find tricky, especially for infantry. I thought the organisers did a brilliant job. I thought the town was really welcoming and was thoroughly impressed for my first ETC. Some people did have some stuff to say about the tables and the terrain. I thought the tables were great because there was space around the table to put your stuff, and there was plenty of area on the other side of the table to put your bags, your models, etc. Terrain wise, yeah, aesthetically not perfect, but I thought it was very practical and definitely functional for a tournament level event. There was no table I played on where I couldn't use line of sight blocking terrain to help me or my opponent do the same. There was concealment in the right places. There were places that were open, but I think there should be places that are open, because sometimes you can have too much terrain on the table. Now I think for a thematic table, historical reenaction, casual play, narrative play, yes, plenty of terrain, but for an event, I think they're not far off perfect for functionality, and I quite liked it. It was, I didn't play on any city tables, so that was happy for me. And yeah, I think that's the kind of level of terrain they needed, and because it was the same person who did all the terrain, all the tables were kind of the same setup. So obviously, like if you have different players setting up tables, you could have a couple of tables very densely packed with terrain and some very sparsely packed. So obviously then it's a lottery of getting one of those tables. But all these tables were fairly generic in their setup. To the fact was I felt like I'd already played on that table, but each set of 6 tables had the kind of same setup as all the other groups of tables, if you know what I mean. And I don't think anyone at the event had any complaints about them. Just aesthetically, I suppose anyone looking in may look sparse, but there is terrain on the table. I couldn't see any problem with it, and you know for a fact I set up quite terrain heavy tables, which I think sometimes are a problem. Meeting everyone I spoke to and met, it was lovely to meet you all. People I've chatted to online but have never had the privilege to meet, even better. Like people on the team like Patrick, lovely to meet you. No Dice, No Glory guys, brilliant to meet you. And of course, other players, you know who you are. Plenty of chats and beers with you as well. And that's it. Look forward to next one if I can go. Maybe I'll bring the wife this time. To have a little holiday after. Will she ever play the game? She is the Oracle of Battle, after all, if you all remember that, so maybe she'd be too overpowered, knowing the outcome of the battle before she even plays. But that's it. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope if you saw me, you enjoyed my company, and I hope to see you and more people next year, or maybe at UK Nationals. So until then, everyone stay safe, and let me know what you think.